Howdy y'all, welcome to episode 8 of my Let's Play series. I'm Ragaras, and of course we're playing the Unleashed pack. Hope everybody's doing good. It's Sunday, what is it, the 10th of November? I can't believe it's November already, man. It's just freaking me out. This year's gone by so fast. Tomorrow I think is Veterans Day. If any of y'all are a veteran out there, we do of course appreciate your service. I myself served back in the United States Army. Way back in the late 80s, early 90s. Yeah, it's been a while. Was in Desert Storm. I was actually there for Desert Shield, Desert Storm, Determined Resolve, and Provide Comfort were the operations I was involved in back in that time period. You know, as bad as I thought it was then, I think of all the young guys and gals that have served since 9/11 and what they've went through in comparison, and you know, I'm actually very grateful that you know, the war for me was a lot less eventful. So today I'm going to start off with some more bee stuff. Of course, you can see there's not a lot added here. I did put in the mutator. Of course, this one over here. This I'm calling up my not my breeder, but just breeder, manipulator, multiplier, whatever you want to call it. What I found is frames. If you put frames in these aviaries, they go a lot faster. And by go faster, of course, I mean it wears out faster. You put in like a proven frame or an oblivion frame in here, it goes away a lot faster than it does if you put it in here. So an oblivion frame in here lasts a much longer time than it does in this one right here. So when I want to build up a certain number of species. Wow, sorry about that. You'll notice a couple of cuts in there. Typical my day off, you know, nobody's home all day long, and when I finally say, like, okay, let me sit down and record something, that's when everybody comes in, they're yelling, they're screaming, yeah. But what I think I was talking about when I want to build up a species, I use the apiary with an oblivion frame in here, and I just have a automatic wooden pipe here with the gates, and then I set it to extract, and it just will set the cycle going, and it'll get them all cleaned, or it'll just start building me up a stack or so of the bees I want. One oblivion frame from the start will just about get you a full stack of whatever bee you're going on. Now, the mutator here is not as user friendly as it used to be. I think with the Ultimate pack and the earlier packs, you were able to put like at least 3 mutator blocks on here or more, and you know, you were pretty much guaranteed a you know, the species that you want. And that's not the case anymore, at least with this version. What I found in testing is if you go over 10 times, which is 1 uranium basically, the higher you go, the more of a likely of a chance of you getting a damaged bee. And I tried it with a nether star and immediately got a damaged bee. So you're kind of limited to just the one, you know, uranium. 1 uranium is kind of like the top end of what you can do. So it takes a little bit longer. You know, it takes 3 or 4 tries sometimes to get a full bred bee, and you know, it's probably going to be the title of this episode, but be prepared to have fits of swearing come across, as you know, it takes you a little while to get the bee breed, a purebred bee anyways, of what you're looking for. It's kind of annoying when you're sitting there and you're just going in circles when you're trying to get a full bred bee. The only 2 that I've really bred up that I wanted, of course, one was the demonic bee, and they're down in my basement here. They're all they're set up. They're making all my lava right now. Of course, it's not generating any because I'm not using any, but what it does is I have 3 demonic bees set up in alvearies down here. They're all pulled out. The bees go back into the alveary, and all the combs go over into the ME system over there. These are all demonic, so they all come over here. The combs are immediately put into the centrifuge, and they're turned into the phosphor, which is used to make the lava, and this refractory wax. And of course, glowstone is also a product of the bees. It's a byproduct of. It's like the what do you call it? The special of the demonic bee. So once the now I had a lot of problems setting this up because the squeezer does not seem to take gate conditionals anymore. If I tried to, because initially I had it set up to where I was only going to have it pump stone in here if there was no stone in here, so I wouldn't have to worry about it building up. So it would just be full of phosphor, and it would only pump stone if there was no stone in here. So if you use what I did is I had a pipe here with a 2 iron gates. This gate said that if there was an item in the inventory, which was of course the stone, then it would pop on a redstone signal and turn this off. So I've used that before in other worlds, and typically you'll get 2 to 3 or about 2 stone will pop out by the time the first ones, or by the time the gate registers there is stone in here. There's usually a second one following, so it works really well. But in this pack, this does not meet. It doesn't read the conditionals. Like if you say send it over if the inventory is empty, it always reads it that way, and if it doesn't matter what you do, it just does not read those gate conditionals. So I wasn't able to do that, so I did hook it up with the ME system, and the only way I could kind of get more phosphor in there than stone, it seemed like, was to put double in the export bus, and that seemed to work a little bit better. So it started working pretty much consistently. Once I did that, it keeps more phosphor in here than stone. So it does work. It'll keep going. It did manage. My lava tank upstairs was completely empty, and it filled it all up just from the bees pretty darn quick, because it does about a little over a bucket and a half from what is it? 2 phosphor, 1 stone, or something like that, or 1 phosphorus, 2 stone, I think, or 2 cobblestone. So a bucket and a half per, and it runs pretty fast. It will keep up with what it's doing down there, especially now that there's 16,000 phosphor in here. This one I have just running radioactive bees. Now you notice I'm not getting chewed up or anything by any of these bees, and that's because I have removed the effects from all these bees, so they can't hurt me. Because if they were running, they would tear through my armor fast enough that if I wasn't paying attention, these guys especially would kill me pretty darn quick. So these guys, I just have 1 pair running right now. They are on frames. I just have a diamond chest full of proven frames here, and I'm just using a transfer node to pull them out and put them into the frame housings. There's no speed upgrade or anything on here. It's plenty fast enough to take care of this little thing. So the bees are sucked out. The bees and the combs and whatever are sucked out, the bees go back in. The barren combs, which is their primary comb drop, are voided because you really don't get anything from them, thus the whole barren comb. So I didn't want to waste energy even trying to centrifuge them for what little drops that are going to come out of there. Plus I'm not using them anyways. The items that are then centrifuged are pulled out, and then the honey drops and the wax, which are byproduct of the radioactive combs, are voided, and then the uranium goes into here. You know, it's not uber fast, but that was kind of one of the holdups for me as far as doing solar panels, as I just did not have a lot of uranium, especially with bee breeding and solar panels. You know, I mean, because you can burn through that stuff really fast. Excuse me. You'll see that you burn, especially bee breeding, you're going to burn through that uranium really fast because, you know, 1, 2, or 3 just doesn't cut it anymore. It's going to take you a few to get your purebred, unless you're just really, really lucky. That's kind of the downside. So you notice I kind of cleaned up this area. If you look at the last video, this was looked a lot different. A lot of holes in the ground, ceiling, whatnot. A lot of ore still here. I cleaned all that out, mined out all the ore, replaced it down with stone. Used this infernal bracelet right here to change all the stone into smooth brick. All you do is click it. You do need to have a bellows connected to a furnace to recharge this thing, and it doesn't last very long. So if you're going to use the infernal bracelet, which is pretty cool, you know, I used it quite a bit in another project I'm doing underneath the castle over there. You do need to want to have a furnace with a bellows. So I cleaned out a lot of this, and I added some of the chandeliers to get rid of all the slimes. I kind of picked the areas that they were sliming in, spawning in, and just put in some chandeliers, because I guess those were the slime spawn chunks. There were times where I'd be down here and I mean, there'd be 20 of those, of the big ones, and then, you know, a bunch of little ones, and they'd be all over the place. So that's when I put the chandeliers up. So this area will be just the area that I, you know, if I'm going to add anything, major projects to the base, you know, I've got plenty of room down here to put in like a nuclear reactor or 2 or 3 or whatever I want to do. I have plenty of space down here. Right now it's just housing the bees and our little blaze power area, which not really using. I just have one test rack coming off of the third bank of biogenerators up there that I'm not really using. So, you know, if I'm just keep building up bone and potatoes, carrots, and saplings, so I might as well use that stuff for something, right? So the bees, I don't know where I'm going to go from there with bees. I've kind of, you know, I needed to do the lava because I had drained the nether so much that that endothermic pump is very efficient, and you know that I've got a huge area now in the nether that is all smooth stoned out as it replaced the lava. So, you know, going short of draining the entire nether, I figured I should definitely get those demonic bees going so they would produce the lava that I would need in the future. I don't use a lot. A lot of it's just for making smooth stone. You know, I've got maybe 2,300 or so UU matter built up, so I can do some more solar panels if I need to. Right now I don't see any need for it, but the one thing that's really nice is if you do anything remotely and you don't want to have to worry about power, or it's only going to be temporary, you know, slapping down the solar panels. Awesome for that. It's pretty much everything that I've done with bees. Like I said, I really haven't added any more. I'm not even running these guys right now just because I have so much so many combs still left in here that I need to process. I haven't really decided. I will only add to bees now as needed. You know, if I see a need for the bees, and that's the easiest way to get the product that I want, then I'll go to bees. But you know, I don't see doing too much else with them for the immediate future. What I have been working on is a little bit to the castle. I added a tower over here, it just like I kept seeing that other hill there. Do want to connect them somehow. Maybe a big arching bridge. I don't know. But then underneath, I kept getting mob spawns, so I was down here lighting it up, and then I thought, okay, well let's hollow this all out and do something with it. You know, instead of putting a village down at the base, let's put it directly underneath. So I hollowed out this area out down here, and I've been slowly messing with it. And this is the bellows that I was talking about. It has to be connected to a furnace and working for you to recharge it. And unfortunately, you can't just like recharge it right now. You do have to let it drain all the way out before you can come back over here and recharge it with the bellows. So it'll kind of give you a little sigh sound when it empties out. And then any stone I can do it on. And yeah, over here. So you know, you can just lay down your cobble and then click it. It has a little pretty neat little particle effect. And there you go, and you got your smooth stone. It also works on stone, turns it into the or not stone, dirt, turns it into the cooked dirt or whatever. That was like the old ceiling I had on the base originally before I turned it on the glass. Not sure what else it works on. It doesn't work on like it doesn't work on ores. As far as I can tell, it really just works on like dirt and cobblestone. So I'm still messing around in here. Right now it's still really, really square, just because I used a builder to, not a builder, is it a builder? Filler. There you go, filler. I used a filler to just clean it out real fast, and of course it makes, you know, real square. So eventually I'll try to natural the ceiling a little bit, give it some I don't know, some dimension, and the walls, you know, I don't want them, you know, I've already done a little bit where kind of worked them back in a little bit, and you know, I'll continue that as I go along. Just keep working on this slowly. What I'll do is just work on, you know, just a little bit at a time. You know, every house will probably have a purpose, you know, and my plan is really to just use just vanilla type Minecraft things in here, since it's kind of an old castle, not a technological masterpiece or anything. So what, you know, I'll probably do is just use older furnaces. Just like I said, just the vanilla stuff on this is kind of my plan. And part of that is just to sharpen some of my vanilla skills, because I haven't played vanilla, oh god, for a while. You know, I mean, my main gripe had always been with vanilla was that you know, there's no really cool toys and machines to play with, and that's how I got into modded when I first found out about that. And then now sometimes I think, you know, modded has almost made this game too easy. So the next time I start a new pack, or even if I start a new world, you know, I've definitely set my mind to that I am going to figure out, you know, which are the uber cheaty mods, and just not include them in the pack. I'm just going to disable them. Like Darkcraft. I love Darkcraft, don't get me wrong. It's got some cool stuff, but it does make things a little cheaty. You know, advanced enchanting, things like that just make it almost too easy. You know, once you get power going and you can get that stuff, you know, it's just it's almost too easy. So I may be getting rid of some of that. I'll have to not going to disable it now, because I've already got so much of it in the world. It'd just be stupid to disable it now. But I think they're doing a beta test on a 1.6.2 or 1.6.4 pack right now. So if that comes out, I may look at what's all in there and then make a decision then on exactly what I'm going to have in the pack. I also downloaded the 1.7 or the new Minecraft launcher, and actually found an old world of mine that was actually a bucket server world, and upgraded it to the 1.7.2 world. Haven't done too much in there yet. I just kind of loaded everything in 1.6.4, and then went to 1.7.2, which is it kind of says you have to get everything loaded in first before you move up to the 1.7.2, or there'll be problems. So went and did that, but I haven't really played in that world. I'm debating whether or not I'm going to do maybe another, just a series on vanilla. Probably not, though, because I don't really have anything to offer in vanilla, because it's been so long since I played it. And one of the things I noted that is, like, everything that I had that was redstone farms, everything, nothing works now. So I'm going to have to go in there and figure out what the differences are, what the changes are to it, and then adjust that. So if you see series on vanilla, then be surprised, because I before I would do that, I want to make sure that I get everything updated, or maybe that might be something I do as part of the series, is that we update the world to the newer redstone mechanics and whatnot, and learn that all together. No telling. So guys, I'm going to cut this short before all the youngins come running back in here screaming and hollering about this and about that, and that's just about it. Running out of things to talk about. Tired this week. Been a long week. You know, I think I said back, maybe a couple episodes ago, that I was going to start kind of getting back more into this and stop working is so hard. And what was so funny is, when I stopped working so hard is when I really started doing so much better. Because I wouldn't put so much pressure on myself to do well. That then, of course, everything started going really well, because I didn't have that self put pressure. And so what happens then, they want to make me a manager. So why I haven't been able to put a video up is now they're throwing all these people underneath me, wanting me to train and then manage them, and yeah. So I it kind of backfired on me. I went from being all stressed out because I was trying too hard to achieve, and then when I finally just said, well, I'm not going to do that, I'm going to relax and just let it happen, well, it happens like within a week or two. So that kind of blew. Well, it didn't blow, but you know what I mean. It happened a little too quickly. So guys, until next time, I appreciate y'all coming by. Make sure you hit that like button, and I will see y'all later.